Hey everybody. So I never have any time to do any of my own things anymore, but that doesn't stop people from asking me, hey, what are you working on? And so I figured I would show this because this is the only personal project I've been working on for quite a while. I've been working on this one for a while. This is just a mock-up. It's a 3D printed thing. It is a Maestro, like, Flex Maestro like device for Hermes. So, it's got a screen and buttons and knobs and stuff like that. So, of course, what is a Hermes? What's a Hermes? So, that's the radio, filters. There's a third board that goes up here, but I got this before that board was even, before that existed. I've had Hermes for a long time. And those ones that go here that give you the pure signal and the band data and all that, that's a relatively new board. I just don't have on this. I just took the cover off and stuff just to show what what a Hermes is. So this is a Hermes. Of course, this is the box that controls it. So this is a box that has a computer in it. Fan that's reflected is not included, obviously. This has a computer in it and a bunch of other stuff. So I'll just show it, it working for the moment. So let me go ahead and plug in the Ethernet and the power. And it will start up and do its thing. And, okay. So here we are. So it starts up in an environment. Runs a program, so there's a program. Program starts up. This is very heavily modified, this particular program. It runs on for the guys who know about this stuff. The original Pi HP SDR ran on GDK3. This one runs on 4, has gestures, all that other wonderful stuff, and it also runs on Windows. But it's running on a Linux machine at the moment, so it starts up. It detects the one Hermes radio. Because I've only got one of them plugged in. But if it had more, there would be a list of radios that you can pick from. So we'll just go ahead and start that one. It starts up. I've got 2 volumes, the VFO. VFO controls the active highlighted receiver. It's running with 2 receivers at the moment. You can see, like, this one's selected. I can select this one, so on and so forth. This is configured to control the volume of the left radio. This is configured to control the right radio. So if I turn up the left radio, that's this one. And if I turn up the right radio, it's this one. It doesn't have to be active. One's on one speaker, one's on the other. This is a left and a right. So I'm running the receiver 1's audio into the left speaker, receiver 2's audio into the right speaker. So pretty simple stuff. There's a toolbar on the bottom. It can be hidden, so I can hide that toolbar. And there's your pan adapter waterfall going on. I can, like I said, this has gestures, so I can drag it around with the touch screen. I can touch stuff. I have a few other features. For example, if we look at the open collector, you can see that there is an 11-meter band configuration option, because this does support the 11-meter band. Another feature that I sort of hacked into this thing is the effects. Yeah, that is actually an echo. Yeah, I have an echo in my SDR. I was goofing around one day. I said, you know what? I'm going to give that a shot. I haven't put Roger Peeps in. Total gimmick, total joke. And I actually don't use it, but it does work. And if I want to go fool around on AM or something, yeah, I'll probably, every once in a while I've turned it on. But I don't really talk on AM, so I actually don't use it. Yes, you could change, yeah, typical mode menu, and it's independent for whichever VFO. So I touch that one. That one's on lower sideband. I can change that to AM. I can come over here and, you can see it's on lower sideband. So, they're obviously independent. Filters. So the filter for this is the receive filter. So this is showing I'm right now VAR1 0 to 6 kilohertz. So that's the receiver bandwidth. So if I look at this and I zoom in for example on this. You could see that there's a little gray spot there, so it shows you the pass band, and you know, all this stuff works, and it works quite well. I haven't had really too many issues with it. So anyway, now that you've seen it, you know, I can enter frequencies and all that, just touching the VFO, the frequency. I can touch it, I can enter new frequencies. So all that's good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and power this off, and we'll go ahead and take a peek on the guts. So the guts, inside of that is one of these for the VFO knob. So you know, that's a free spinning VFO knob. I've got an optical encoder. I had some of these. I put one of these in it. So these is this. So that's what's in here. This is a, what is this? 400 pulses per rotation optical encoder. It's configurable in one of the menus for like how fast it goes. Of course, this thing has a USB-C power on the back, so I can use one of these phone batteries. And this particular battery will run it for like 6 or 7 hours. Quite a long time. So anyway, this is not screwed together. It's literally just 3D printed, and it's just sort of stuck together. I can just pop it apart. Like I said, this is a prototype at best. So you see there's a little amplifier down in there, some speakers, your Ethernet, USB, the power. They plug into the, here, unplug that. We can get this laid out flat. They plug into the small computer. That's what this is. This is a Orange Pi. So it's got an 8-core processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and so on and so forth. These are the wireless antennas over here. So there's one over here. There's one down in there. That's one wireless antenna. And that's the other wireless antenna. I can use wireless on this guy here. The audio amp is just kind of, the power is just bodged into this thing here. So this board down here, this is all of the interface. There's a piece of copper-clad board under here where all the controls are mounted. All the buttons and stuff are mounted on the other side of that. Can't really pull this all apart to really show that, but and there's the encoder. This dongle right here is for my wireless headset. So I can use a wireless headset with this, and I typically do. And that wireless headset is, if you'll stand by while I grab it, is one of these. So I use one of these with the radio. So, you know, I have a volume on it. I can't PTT from it, but I can walk around and listen. And the range on this is actually quite good. It's a Cloud 2 for anyone who's interested in these headsets. And they work really good. The audio is pretty good out of this. But when I'm sitting here, or not here specifically, but when I'm using this radio, I use a different microphone and sound card setup, which is why there's a USB on the back for that. So in this harness right here, this connects the small computer GPIOs, because this has GPIOs, over to this, which does some logic shifting for all of the buttons and the encoders and stuff like that. And the application that controls, or that reads all of the front panel controls, runs in the small computer as part of the application. So this is just, you know, a plug. So I can take the computer out and, you know, no worries. So I can get that plugged back in, make sure I've got it in there correctly. All right, so that's the guts of the thing. But as far as the audio interface that I usually use, I usually use one of these with it. So USB right into the USB that's on the back here, and then my microphone is quite literally just, it's an XLR into a dynamic, and that's what I use. So plug in my microphone, my USB to the box there, and you know, if I want to use an external microphone, I can. I just pick the audio device in the menu that I want to use for transmit or for receive. So I can use the this Behringer for the transmit audio, and I can receive on my headphones. So that's how I typically have it configured. I have the headphones for receive, or I can use the speakers. So if I don't want to wear the headphones, I just you know, switch to the speakers and you know, go from there. So I have got this thing all discombobulated here, because it is not, I don't have anything like to mount it. It just literally just sort of sticks together because the lip on one is slightly larger than the other. So it just holds itself together just like that. As long as it's sitting on the table, it's fine. So for example, if I want to configure a different sound device on this beast, all I have to do is, well, I don't have it plugged in, obviously, but I can show in the headphones. So it's going to start, discover the radios. I'll start the radio. I can go into the menu, and I can do this independently for the receivers. So if I want this receiver to work on one card and another, I can totally control that. So let's say, for the sake of argument, that receiver 1, I go into receiver 1, and I can say which one of these audio devices I want. Now see the HyperX Core 2 Cloud 2 Core Wireless Analog Stereo. That's that's this guy right here. So if I want to listen to the audio, and you see what it says left, so I can have stereo, which is basically the mono sound in both the left and the right channel, or I can put on this, I can have the left on one and the left on the other. If you could listen to both at the same time, I think it'd drive you a little bit crazy. Or if I simply picked the same device in stereo for both of them and they were both active, it would just mix them together. So that totally works too. If you can listen to two frequencies at the same time and two sets of people talking at the same time, it just sounds like a soup, but it will do it. So, you know, there is a mute when not active. So what mute when not active basically means is, if I pick this one gets muted. If I pick this one gets muted, and you have to set it for both. So anyway, so that's what I've been working on. Don't know how interesting this is. If you guys are interested in it, in the project, my plan is that I'll probably make a lot of this open. I'm going to get some boards. I'm going to print a new top cover that's got more mounting, proper mounting for these boards. These controls are going to be a little bit wider apart, and so on and so forth. It's just that you know, one's one color, one's the other, because it's what I had loaded into the printer at the time. So that's why the bottom is this sort of translucent color. It's what I had in there. And this is the most recent one, is the bottom. I just printed that the other day. So, you know, the top's older. That's it. That's what I've been working on. You know, and I use this down on the bands. So if you hear me on the bands, I'm using this. So anyway, cheers. Catch you next time.